China has done what many have only whispered about for years. It exposed the luxury industry from the inside. In recent months, videos from Chinese factory workers and manufacturers have gone viral on platforms like TikTok and Douyin. These videos showed that up to 50% of Louis Vuitton bags are produced in Chinese factories. They revealed suppliers behind brands like Timberland, New Balance, Adidas, and others. While not openly admitted, behind-the-scenes footage captured luxury-style goods being made in facilities allegedly linked to the world's top brands. Instead of being sent to luxury boutiques, these goods were sold directly to consumers at a fraction of the retail price. A pair of leggings retailing for $98 at Lululemon was shown being made with the same fabric and stitching and sold directly for under $8. Workers shared that big brands like Lululemon tightly control materials, but OEM factories still manage to produce nearly identical products without the expensive branding or retail markup. The revelations didn't stop there. Quilted leather bags resembling Chanel's classic designs were shown being manufactured for about $40 each, even though similar designs fetch $5,000 or more in stores. Whether these factories were official suppliers or not, the message was unavoidable. Consumers were paying astronomical prices for simple, mass-produced items. This exposure hurt because it pulled back the curtain on how luxury really operates. The reality is that most of the cost of a luxury item doesn't come from materials or craftsmanship, but from the chain of markups that follow production. A product that costs $20 to make can end up costing $600 after passing through exporters, importers, distributors, retail partners, showrooms, and marketing budgets that run into millions of dollars. Every step adds cost without adding value. China's exposure didn't just cause outrage, it sparked a change. By showing the real cost of production, it challenged decades of branding, secrecy, and pricing strategies that luxury brands had relied on to maintain their empires. Brands like Lululemon and Adidas quickly released statements to distance themselves from the factories shown in the videos. They insisted that any similarities were purely coincidental. But for many consumers, that wasn't convincing. Even if the factories weren't officially contracted, they were producing nearly identical goods, using the same machines, same materials, and often the same workers in the same regions. The differences were too minor to ignore, and the price gap was too wide to explain away. This controversy didn't appear out of nowhere. It came at a time when people around the world were already feeling financial pressure. In the United States, inflation was squeezing household budgets. In China, economic growth was slowing. Meanwhile, the trade war between the two countries resulted in high tariffs, with some goods facing taxes of up to 100%. Luxury brands, which were already operating with heavy markups, raised their prices even more to protect profits. A $1,500 designer item could now cost $1,800 or more simply because of a border tax. Instead of discouraging buyers, these higher prices pushed more consumers to search for alternatives. That's when they discovered the factory videos. They found sellers on Taobao, DHgate, and other platforms offering almost identical products straight from the source at a fraction of the cost. These sellers didn't try to pretend they were selling heritage or prestige. They sold value. Their message was simple: you don't have to overpay to look good. For a generation of consumers burdened with inflation, debt, and financial pressure, this message hit home. It exposed a deeper truth. If a $5 item can be mistaken for a $500 one, then what exactly are people paying for? Not quality, not rarity, just a logo and a story. A story that was losing its power, especially when consumers realized that the majority of so-called luxury buyers weren't rich but middle or upper middle class individuals who often saved up or even went into debt to afford these purchases. When consumers learned that a $2,000 bag might have been produced for less than $60 and stitched by someone earning just a few dollars a day, the luxury dream started feeling like a scam. Even second-hand luxury platforms like The RealReal and StockX began facing more scrutiny. Buyers were asking if these products had any real value once the illusion of scarcity and craftsmanship was gone. Resellers found it harder to justify high price points in a market where factory direct options were becoming more visible. But this shift wasn't just about price, it was about ethics. Luxury brands not only hid true production costs, but also the labor conditions, outsourcing decisions, environmental damage, and the massive profits collected by CEOs while workers stayed underpaid. China's exposure made it harder for consumers to ignore this reality. As more people understood what was happening behind the scenes, they became less willing to blindly spend thousands just for a logo. The definition of luxury is changing. In the future, luxury may be about ethical sourcing, fair pricing, and real craftsmanship. It could be about knowing who made your products and under what conditions. True luxury might not come with a logo at all. Instead, it might offer peace of mind, the satisfaction of knowing you supported something real rather than paying for illusion. People will still desire beautiful things, but the reason for buying them is shifting. It's no longer just about showing off wealth. It's about value and authenticity. Luxury brands now face a choice. They can either double down on the old model, image, celebrity endorsements, mystique, or they can evolve by being transparent about production, pricing, and sourcing. Today's consumers are not just shoppers, they are investigators. They question, they compare, they demand honesty. If brands continue to hide the truth, consumers will walk away, straight to the factories that revealed it all. Thanks for watching InvestingFlix. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and drop a comment below. For more expert insights on personal finance, investing, and wealth building, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out.